Hello, I'm Aussie Villain, and welcome to episode 15 of Soccer in the City as we look to see how far we can take New York City in world football. Now, last episode we opened the season with a really disappointing loss to Kansas City. Then we went and we played Columbus, and this was like watching a whole different team. We created chances. David Villa was just absolutely different class. You can see he got a hat trick. Maxi Morales got one as well. 4-0 away to Columbus, job done. Then we hosted Atlanta. This was an even game, and a draw was just about fair. You can see we took the lead through a David Villa penalty. Disappointing not to hang on. You can see 81st minute they got their equaliser, but it was just about deserved and little to complain about there for us. Then we played New England. Now this game was interesting. We were missing 7 players due to international call-ups. Now I could have postponed this game and the one coming up against Red Bull, but what I figured was this was a good opportunity to play some of the younger players. It kind of backfired a little bit, didn't it? David Villa missed quite a few good chances, and the big players that we did have, so I'm thinking of, David Villa, Jack Harrison, Zalalem, those sorts of players, Maxi Morales, they just didn't really step up for us. Now, this was an even game. You can see we did take the lead through Jonathan Lewis, and they equalised and just before halftime, and then 93rd minute, they got their winner. So we were a little bit unlucky to lose it so late. And to be fair, given we had our young Tahitian winger, left winger, playing at left back, that was sort of the levels of problems that we had with the lineup. So again, as I said, to lose it so late was really unlucky or disappointing, but there are some positives if you look at, we had such a young team out and, we held our own. It was away to New England, so it wasn't the worst result ever. It's just a little bit disappointing. This episode, we have the derby against Red Bull. We'll take on Columbus again at their home ground. I'm not quite sure why we're playing them twice away in a month, but if we can get even close to the performance we put against them last time, then that will be definitely worth watching. If we have a look at the league table, you can see we're languishing a little bit, aren't we? Down in 9th, 4 points from 4 games played. It's all about the playoffs in MLS, isn't it? We've just got to make sure we're in the playoffs. It's early doors, and I'm sure we can push up towards the top. And if you look overall, 15th in MLS, which it's not good enough, it really isn't. But like I say, early doors, and I'm sure we will improve as our young team gets used to playing with each other. Of course, for all the goals between episodes there, goals of the month at the end of this episode, it's going to be Columbus heavy, David Villa heavy as well. But yeah, with some nice goals. We played really well against Columbus. So this is the team that we have out for the Red Bull Derby. It's Johnson in goal. Matarrita, luckily he got injured for Costa Rica, came back early, and we managed to get him fit for this game. So he'll be at left back. Navarro, Mina, and Allen will make up the rest of our defense. James Sands comes into midfield. We did play Keaton Parks against Columbus. No, who did we play last time? New England. I'm just hoping a little bit more defensive solidity in there as a ball-winning midfielder. So he'll partner Zalalem in midfield. Lewis and Harrison are going to go down the wings. It's Bullen. Maxi Morales has picked up an injury. He's on the bench. He's not really fit, though, if we're honest with ourselves. So young Bullen's going to come in, hopefully do a job for us. With David Villa up top, we need him to step up and bang the goals in, and I'm confident he will do just that in the big game. Okay, so we can see New York looking rather defensive there, aren't they, with their 2 deep-lying midfielders. So that's interesting. Sasha Kleiston's still going. So do it for the fans. It seems like the sensible thing to say in a derby, doesn't it? Give the fans their money's worth. We'll go with that. You can see morale has taken a little bit of a hit lately, which isn't ideal. The old calm, we have faith. And let's see what we can do here. There we go. That's a full-looking stadium. Fans in full voice, demanding a result even. Now that we did make I have made a small tactical change as we hope not to go behind early. Johnson snatches it from the air. What I've done is I've switched our style of play to highly structured. Given that we have so many young players, so many new players as well, I just think until we get our internationals back, just keep it structured. Everybody focus on doing their jobs, and I think that's going to help us get a result. It almost worked against New England. As I said, if David Villa had had his shooting boots on, I think we would have won that game. So we'll do the same thing here. Not much happening by way of highlights, which isn't great for the channel, is it? But as long as we aren't conceding goals, then I think we'll all be relatively happy, won't we? Not much happening in this game at all. Really, really tight. See if we can give this a push forward here. Not playing particularly well, but not playing particularly badly either. We do have Williams, this young striker who could be anything, on the bench for us. There's Bia just over the bar. Toronto FC is losing. Now, they were top of our conference, so that's promising. And Bullen has picked up an injury. Okay. Is it? It's probably too soon for Morales. Do we risk it? I think we've got to risk it. We don't really have anybody else that can play in that position. We can play him as a trickista, and hopefully we can get, what have we got, 50 minutes out of him. We don't even really have the option of changing formation because we don't have any centre backs on the bench. You may have noticed. The team that we have is literally, helps if I am paused, doesn't it? That this is literally it, bench and the starting lineup, and that's all the players we have available to us. The rest of the squad is away, so very limited in our options here. Coming back into it a little bit, hasn't been a great first half though, has it? If we're honest with ourselves. Matarita's not playing well. I think we might have to give them a bit of a blast. I won't be assertive, but we're far from pleased. We have a demotivated Zalalam. That should be okay. We can tell him there's more to come. No, that didn't work, did it? Morales. Let's give Morales some passion here. I wonder if that's what's lacking a little bit. Needed to be a more passionate team talk to get them up for the derby, maybe. Yeah, disappointing Matarita's not really shown up. There's a decent ball over the top. No, Villa can't quite get onto that. I don't want to be too negative here, but let's try it. We'll see what happens with this highlight. A demand more maybe, because it's just not quite happening for us. We're looking to exploit the flanks with an overlap, mostly given the fact that they have two deep-lying midfielders, and he's offside. Got away with that one a little bit there. It doesn't, as I said, it doesn't help having two defenders that are new to the club in there. Matarita's got to stay fit because Garcia did. I mean, his match rating was a 6 last game at left back. He's just not a left back, and he's only 16 anyway. Oh, that's not good. Oh, that is not good. So we're going to give them a demand more now because we're just not quite clicking yet. As I said, it's early in the season, and it is all about just getting into those playoffs. The higher up you get, obviously, the better. But I do, as I said as well, have half an eye on next season because we have so many players out of contract. The likes of Navarro in defence, but Bullen went off injured. But a lot of these guys are going to make up the basis of our team next season. One thing we can do here is we can take off Sands because we need a little bit more. So we'll take him off. We can put Parks on as a deep-lying playmaker. That should help Zalalam. I wonder if we can try and push him forward a little bit too, actually. We do need to go for this a little bit more now. We'll go to a higher tempo. We'll get stuck in. We'll close them down. We'll close them down a lot more, actually. And we might even just look to go a little bit more mixed passing. And just see if we can nick something here. The main concern I have is not necessarily the results. It's the team morale. As that drops away, then makes that next result more difficult. This is bouncing around, just didn't quite fall for us. That's just about the sort of season we're having, isn't it? Now they've knocked one over the top. We're horribly exposed. Sean Johnson. Oh, it's there for Lopez. Off. When that is going against you, what can you do? It's the derby, and it's just not looking like it's going to end well for us. We'll give them something, a push forward. I don't even know what to tell them now. I mean, we could have equalized at one end. It's gone down. The pinball didn't go our way. That's off the post, and it's just fallen to the feet of Lopez, and there we go. That is annoying. We haven't been outplayed again. This is a lot like the New England game. It's been an even game. Let's give them. Okay, we need David Villa to put this one in for us. David Villa. That is an absolute stunner, and that is why it's taken a little bit of a deflection. Maybe it wasn't quite as good as it looked initially, but that's what we needed. That gets us back in the game. And come on, boys, let's push forward again. All right, do we have any subs we can look to make here? I'm thinking Morales is looking a bit tired at this point. Let's go 2 up top. Let's bring Williams on for Morales. push Villa out, put him up top. It's his preferred role, advanced forward as a target man. I'm thinking, let's play him as an advanced forward. David Villa prefers to play as a trickista. Let's try this and see how that works for us. Is there anything else we want to do? I don't think so. We'll tell Williams there's no pressure. He's only a young lad. Relax, maybe overly so. Probably not fantastic. Come on, boys. We can do this. Let's push up this line here. Let's really, really go for it. Let's try and be maybe flexible, play wider. We'll roam from positions. We have a bit of height up top now, so we'll go for mixed crossing and just see if we can nick a late equaliser in these dying minutes. All right, is that Joel Robles? Oh no, it was at Everton, isn't it? Or he was. I think he's moved on now. Can we win this? Oh no, they're in behind. They're in behind. Can we? Oh, it's tap in. Well, we had nothing to lose. We had to go for it. Defensively, we have not been great this game, have we? I don't even know. It's not really much point saying anything at this point. We can encourage them. Is that Navarro, 21? I mean, Alan's got the 21. Can we see what that is? I think that's Navarro. We're looking frustrated. It's not, it's not what we want. We haven't, look at this, we have been the better team. It's just defensively we are just not at it right now. Which is frustrating, as I said, but there's promising signs there. We're not being outplayed, and if we get our proper defense in, then things are looking good. Harrison dinks it to the back post for Jonathan Lewis. Oh, I should have done better. You wonder if he could have knocked it back down for Williams. Can we win this header? We can't. We're just second best to everything right now. Yeah, we might have to have a team talk in between games here. Ball comes in. It's easy for Johnson to claim. Goal difference isn't too much of a concern. We've only lost really narrowly-ish. 2 goals for twice is not great, but we did beat Columbus by 4. And we have them up next, so we can hang our hats on that. Maybe we can get a repeat performance. But we will have a lot of most of our players back. I think there might be one still on international duty. So we will definitely be stronger against Columbus. But again, I think there is promising signs here, given this is reserves. David Villa, just missed again. They're the sort of chances that he was missing against New England as well, that you just feel like someone who is making the best part of $100,000 a week really should be tucking away. It's a good header from Navarro there. It's good to see him winning one. And he's done well again. Can he win the... Oh, it's Navarro. That's not good. We have been thoroughly pounded into the ground. Navarro, a little bit of... I mean, when you have a 16-year-old playing in the center of your defense, that sort of thing can happen. I'm sure he'll be better for it. He's done well there. The second ball's come in, and he's done okay, and then just decided that, he's going to trip over a blade of grass, basically. I think we're going to have to be aggressive after this, and the team's frustrated, though. I think we're going to have to be maybe assertive, maybe not aggressive. But this hasn't gone well. There we go. Well, apologies for that, guys. Not a great game. As I said, we weren't outplayed. It's just, you can see defensively we were poor. I mean, Matarrita is a first-team player. He wants an improved contract, and normally I would just suck it up and give it to him. We can't. He won't fit in the salary cap if we give him an improved contract. So I'm a little bit miffed as to exactly what to do there. A happy player is a good player, but I can't give him a contract. I can't sell him because we need a left back. Oh, it's just not looking good there, is it? Bullen is out for 3 to 6 weeks. That's not ideal. Another player we don't have to place on. Oh, we have these stupid disabled list, don't we? I don't think it makes a difference because has he come off the roster? So he'll still count towards the salary cap. So there's no point putting him on a roster because if it's 6 games, he's going to be back 3 weeks. It's just making him miss more games than he needs to. Anyway, guys, wait right there. We'll be back for Columbus and hopefully some goals and a much improved performance. Okay, welcome back, and here we go, away to Columbus. We did get a 4-0 win last time we were there, but look at this league table. There's no such thing as a must-win game 5, 6 games into the season, but boy, it would be nice to keep the fans off my back, wouldn't it? I'm sure you guys will be very quick to give me some heat in the comments for this. But this is the team we're going with. This looks better, doesn't it? This is more like a first-team lineup. Johnson in goal, Matarrita, he's on thin ice. We have Rodney Wallace back fit on the bench if he decides he's going to clock off again. Callums and Chanot back in the central of defence. Much, much better, that, isn't it? Allen down the right. Ludemo, of course, our Pilo replacement comes back. He's back from representing Norway. He's in with Zalem in midfield. Harrison and Lewis continue down the wings with Morales and David Villa up front. This is more like what I consider our strongest team. Of course, that being said, we should probably be winning this game. Let's have a look at the team talk. Go out there and prove a point. I did have a squad meeting in between games, basically saying we need to end this run of form before it becomes a problem. I think if we go passionate, it's time to put this poor run of form to bed. Some calm, we have faith. We have the first choice team back. Let's hopefully go out there and make it count. All right. What my plan, I think, is for this series is we might do, say, a Monday and a Friday, bookend the week or the weekends, depending on how you want to look at it. I think that's what my plan is for this series. And then, of course, I have the Nottingham Forest Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday as well, if you're interested in that. And, of course, speaking of Nottingham Forest, the Football League season starts this weekend. So I don't know let me know who your teams are. I'm a Villa fan, obviously. I'm not sure what to expect from us this season, if I'm completely honest, but, how bad can it be? We seem to have got new owners in, and we haven't sold a lot of players like was feared, so maybe it won't be so bad for Villa this year. Of course, I'll keep an interesting eye out for Nottingham Forest, given that we're managing them, of course, in my other series, so hopefully they'll have a good year. But what about you guys? Of course, New York City is doing pretty well. I see in MLS, but yeah, not so much in this. This has been an absolutely shocking first half. Absolutely no highlights whatsoever. You wonder if, given where Columbus are on the table, a goal for a team here might open it up a little bit. We haven't been fantastic though. Let's give us a calm and not time for everyone to dig in. I like that. We'll do some individual team talks here, and then we'll come back for the second half. All right, here we go. No tactical changes yet. We'll just wait and see how things go here. I'm wondering if it might actually, we might make a tactical change. We'll take it off exploit flanks. We have very good players through the middle of the park as well, so that might actually be hindering us a little bit. Lewis isn't having his best game. We're not going to muck around here because we need to be getting results. So we'll bring Wallace on for him. Wallace, of course, Costa Rican international, was injured, which is why he's missed a little bit at the start of the season for us. All right, is this going to be a highlight? It is. It looks like it's a throw in. Allen in for Harrison. Can he pick out a teammate? Zelalem on the end of the area. Go on, son. Oh, it's not a good pass. Are we going to get counted here? We cannot do anything right now. In D, he's gone wide. Oh, there's an overlap there. How do they have an overlap? The cross comes in and he can't miss. What is going on with this team right now? Let's give it a demand more. I'm really starting to get annoyed at this. We're the defending champions and we cannot play to save ourselves right now. From our own throw-in. All right, I've had enough. David V is starting to annoy me with his 6.4. Can Harrison get onto that? He can't. Zelalem picks up the loose ball over the top. David V is there. He heads it to nobody. All right, Villa, you're off. Honestly, had enough of that. Let's bring Williams on. We can't be mucking around. If you're not going to play football properly, then you can go and have a rest and think about it. He'll probably go and score a worldie now, won't he? So Allen wins the header. Zalalam's not quite there. Oh, it's just not happening for us. We can't get hold of the ball. We can't do anything. That's a good tackle from Wallace. Matarrita has it. Back in for Wallace. Of course, Costa Rican teammates. Zalalam, that's a horrid pass. Just a little bit of patience, guys. It's out for Harrison. What can he do? He's cut inside. That's okay. through for Villa. What can he do? Do we need to cancel a change here? Nice ball for Maxi Morales, and it's a good save. Let's hold off on that save. That was a little bit, no, that change, I should say. It was a little bit better from David Villa there. Morales knocks it in. It's fallen loose. Oh, we can't get on anything. It's a free kick against us as well. All right, let's give this a calm down. We're looking frustrated. Let's give it maybe a get creative, a push forward. Let's give it a push forward. Morales is looking tired, so we might need to take him off. What I think we're going to do, so we're going to do what we did last time. We're going to switch those guys around and play David Villa as a Trequista, but we'll play him up top. We might look to go to maybe more mixed passing. I don't like a high line because I don't think we're good enough at it. Let's get stuck in. Let's close them down. Let's play wider. Try and open up the field a little bit for us. And hopefully we can get something out of this game. We're all looking frustrated. Just relax, guys. The manager's frustrated as well. I can definitely tell you that. Williams is up there. He's knocked it. Okay, here's a chance. Harrison's picked up what was actually a poor header, but a good tackle has recovered it for them. Oh, another poor clearance. Wallace is there. We have a look at that 4 men getting into the box. Wallace just needs to find a good cross. It's not a good cross. It's poor. Just a calm down, I think, needs to be the call here when it comes to us. Matarita has got that. It's just a poor. Come on, boys. What is this passing that we're trying to do? All right. Oh, Callan's heavy touch. I don't understand what we're doing here. Maybe I need to put the retained possession shout out. That's a ball from Wallace Williams. First time ball for David Villa. Go on, David Villa. Hey! We draw level with some really nice football in the end. We can do it, you see. Ludemy has knocked it up for Wallace. Wallace to Williams. What a first time pass that is for Villa, and he just tucks it in. That's what we expect. And I tell you what, that pass from Williams, not half bad either. So look at this. We're not playing badly. We just are terrible at each end of the box, it looks like. We can't finish and we can't defend. Other than that, we're a really good team. All right, so let's. I wonder if I can. Is it too soon to give a concentrate out? I don't want to just ever settle for a point, but I'm almost at the thinking maybe we settle for a point here. Just try and stop this rot of defeats that we've had. The cross comes in, Chanot's there. That's better. Can we win that ball? No. Let's put a bit of pressure on here. Keep our shape. Can we get a foot in that isn't a penalty? Oh, what is that? I mean, what is that? That is just horrid. Let's give it a demand more. Maybe that's not the right shout. Maybe it should be something along the lines of encouraging or get creative. I don't want to watch that defending again. All right, so we have a sub to make. What we're going to do is we're going to bring us... Matarita is just not... I don't know what to do with him because... put him on support. He's got a really good cross on him. Because basically he's unhappy because he wants a better contract. We have no room in the salary cap to offer him a better contract. So you can see my dilemma here. Let's give it a push forward if we can. We're looking frustrated again. I'm gonna have to have a really big rethink about this season and the way it's going because we're gonna be bottom of the league after this. Ball comes in, Callens can't quite win the header, and there it is. Well, that's a horrible episode, guys. I really am very sorry about that. Please don't give me a thumbs down. It's all I can ask. I'm gonna be aggressive. That was not good. And there it is. We fall to a late defeat. Yet another late defeat. If you look at the table, I don't think we want to. I mean, the good news is things can only get better. But yeah, I mean, it's not crisis mode yet, but it is getting a little bit worrying. You know, we're 6 points from the top 2. I mean, look at this. We're 12 points off actual top of the Supporters' Shield. But anyway, guys, that's it for this episode. Look at this horrid, horrid run we are on. Can we break out of that? I really hope so. Well, this is going to be a really depressing series for us, isn't it? We'll come back next Monday, and we'll come back for end of the month. So Orlando and Chicago. Hopefully, we'll get a couple of results in here. How are these teams going? Montreal 5th, Philadelphia 4th, Toronto FC 2nd. So it definitely gets easier for us then. But it'll be Orlando and Chicago next time. Make sure you come back and join us for that. Things will be better. I do promise we will get better. I will think about this and we will get better. But until then, I've been Aussie Villain. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new, as I said, make sure you're subscribing. Welcome, and make sure you subscribe for the inevitable improvement. But until next time, here are some goals we did score in our Goals of the Month for March. Take care.